I'm gonna show you some videos that show good things happening. Good news for America. It's been a very long time. I'm very excited, so I'm just gonna jump into it. Take a look at this.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
That video, and especially if you're on the podcast and you don't know what we're talking about, that was Sandra Lindsay, an intensive care unit nurse at Long Island Jewish Medical Center in Queens, New York, who became the first person in the US to receive a public coronavirus vaccination when she got her first of 2 Pfizer COVID-19 shots. So she's gonna need the second, of course, and it's gonna take a little bit to kick in, but that is good news. Someone has actually gotten it, and you're probably thinking, that's great. I'm glad I want a nurse to get it, but also you might be thinking, well, but what about me? When am I gonna get it? Well, we got a little bit more good news. Take a look at this video. That's not just like Christmas presents or whatever, which would be good news of its own. No, that is stocked like full of vaccines, doses of the vaccine that are now shipping on out. And so, Francesca, people are getting a vaccine. It's being distributed around the country. Things are looking somewhat up.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I think that the video of the nurse administering the first vaccine is historic and awesome, and the fact that it is an African-American nurse administering it to an African-American ICU worker. Like, that should not be lost on people. 2 Black women who are on the front lines of this fight. And I think in a country that has historically let the Black community suffer, this COVID virus has disproportionately affected the Black community, that historically, when it comes to trust in the United States government or the medical system, Black Americans have a lot of reason to not trust it. So just the layers of meaning on that very moving moment. And kudos to the ICU nurse for not what I would have done, doing what I would have done, which is immediately going like, no, just kidding. It's all good. I'm not the Hulk. I wish I was.
And credit to the other nurse or doctor for not having trouble finding the vein. That would have just ruined the whole thing. No, they got it on the first try, and it's working. It's good news. Yes. It's obviously a pandemic that has been devastating in every conceivable way, in many ways that we would not have conceived of. But obviously, it's been even worse for brown and Black Americans because our government is our government, and that's the way things go, unfortunately. And so it's good to see this, definitely. But let's also bear in mind that all of the devastation, everything, at large for Black and brown Americans, nobody's responsible for it. That's the amazing thing about it. So many people have died, and it's not anybody's fault. And nobody gets in trouble. And I'm getting sidetracked, and I'm gonna try not to, but it does still amaze me that we have found like the biggest period of loopholes for murder in the history of mankind. You're just allowed to do stuff that gets tons of people killed and nobody's in trouble. That's sort of weird, but it's good news. I'm gonna end this part with a quote from Sandra Lindsay, the nurse who got it. She says, "I feel like healing is coming. I hope this marks the end to a very painful time in our history." Well, it marks at the best case scenario, the beginning of the end, because as of yesterday, still like 2,500 people had died in the daily reporting, but it does mark the beginning, hopefully, of the end towards full vaccination, and that is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, the trucks don't give me any kind of hope whatsoever, because we know that those are 2 trucks you showed, and we will need a lot more than 2 trucks. And in fact, as I know you've reported, this administration has passed on millions and millions more doses, hundreds of millions more doses of the coronavirus vaccine. So there's that. And then there's the other thing, which is, she is the first person to get the vaccine publicly. What about all what about all the billionaires who've gotten it privately somehow? Like what about the people who aren't telling anyone, when all the first doses, these 50 millions, there's enough for 50 million people to be inoculated currently, or that will be coming in. Those should all be frontline healthcare workers And if we've reached the limit with healthcare workers, then essential workers, right?
Yeah.
Yes, grocery baggers. Yes, people who work at Walmart. Yes, post office workers. Like, so is that going to happen? Probably not.
Like if you work at the drive-in at McDonald's, like you have been at risk every day along the way. A world that gives it to Elon Musk before that person working the drive-in at McDonald's is the world we live in, and not a world I want to live in. But unfortunately, this is the one we have. Yeah, every single billionaire is going to get it. There's going to be some like Public Integrity is going to do an expose in a year about how doctors had secret back channels for it, but it's happening right now. It's definitely going to happen. The only good thing is if like some of the celebrities we like also get it because they're rich and like, I want 80 Bryant to get the vaccine, okay?
Sure,
but
okay.
Unfortunately, it also means a lot of Wall Street people are probably going to get it.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.